Welcome to week one of Beat the Spread, the NFL edition. So now let's get started on my picks. So the Vikings at the Giants. The Vikings are favored by 1.5 points. Over under is 41.5. On this one, I'm picking the Giants to cover the 1.5, and the over under being at 41.5. It's going to be close, but I'm going to pick the under. So the reason why I have both these picks is the Vikings do not have a quarterback. They lost their rookie quarterback to start the season. And even if they had the quarterback, I would have still picked the Giants based off the fact it's a rookie quarterback going in the first week of the season. Next up, Cowboys at the Browns. The Browns are a 2.5 point favorite. Over under is 40.5. I'm taking the Cowboys to cover the 2.5 points. If you want to be safe, by a point, push it to 3.5. I'm going to be taking the under on this. And the reason why is I don't trust the Browns offense. The Cowboys, more than likely, do not have CeeDee Lamb playing. And that's the reason why I'm picking the Cowboys. So lock it in. Cowboys at plus 2.5. And lock it in. It's going to be under 40.5. Steelers at the Falcons. Falcons are favored by 3.5 points. Over under 41.5. I am taking the under. I am taking the Steelers to cover plus 3.5. Telling you this right now, the Steelers are going to be a much better team. They have better quarterbacks. Yes, Russell Wilson may not be playing, but you also have another quarterback, which is Justin Fields, and we know he can run around like a wildfire. If I'm you, I would take the Steelers to cover the 3.5 points, lock that in, and I'm going to take the under on this due to the fact that the Steelers have a top-notch defense. The Falcons probably have more weapons on offense, but due to the fact that the Steelers have a top 3 defense, they're going to shut down this offense during this week. And yes, the Falcons will make some noise this year. They're just not going to make any this week. The Jaguars at the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a 3.5 point favorite over under 48.5 points. The Jaguars lost Calvin Ridley, so now they have less of the weapons that they had on offense last year. And the Dolphins, as we all know, are a high-power offense. At 3.5, take the Dolphins. The Dolphins are going to win by at least 7 to 10 points, if not more. They are at home with that powerful offense. And I'm going to take the over due to the fact that the Dolphins do not have a strong defense. So lock it in. Dolphins minus 7.5 over 48.5 points. Patriots at the Bengals. Yep. You have one of the top teams who had a lot of injuries last year. You have one of the worst teams of last year going against each other head-to-head. Now, the Bengals have all their players back from the injuries with a new season, but Ja'Marr Chase may not be playing. So, who you take? Bengals minus 7.5. That's who you take. No matter what, even if they have Chase or not, they're going to win by more than 7.5 points, right? And the over-under is 40.5 points. I'm going to take the under due to the fact that it's going to be a slow-paced game. That's how the Patriots like to play the game. So lock it in. Bengals minus 7.5 with or without Chase. Over under 40.5. I'm going to take the under. I think the Bengals will score a lot, but I think the Patriots will score probably absolutely nothing. So that's the reason why I think the Bengals win like probably 30-7, so it's going to be close to the over-under, and that's who I'm picking. Cardinals at the Bills. Bills are on a 6.5 point favorite, over-under 47.5. Kyler Murray's back this year. The Bills do not have the powerful offense of weapons that they had in the past, or so we thought. We will find out this week, right? So who you mind picking? Simple. I'm still going to take the Bills at home at minus 6.5. You have Marvin Harrison, who's a rookie, so he doesn't know the NFL on how it usually is. Over under 47.5 points. I will take the over on this. You can't count out Josh Allen, and you know Kyler Murray, so I would definitely take the over on this and lock it in. Bills minus 6.5 over 47.5. Texans at the Colts. This is going to be a wild game. I'm telling you this right now. Texans minus 3. I will lock that in. Take the Texans at minus 3, but it's going to be a close game. There's a possibility that that one might push, and I'm going to take over 48.5 points. I think they're going to score somewhere around 55 to 60 points. So that is who I'm taking. Lock it in. Titans at the Bears. Bears are a minus 4-point favorite. Over under 44.5 points. You have the rookie quarterback on the Bears. You have the Titans, who have also a young quarterback. Two of them going at it. But I'm going to take the Titans to cover the 4-point spread. Why am I taking it? Simple. It's been like 20 plus years since the last time a number one quarterback, actually a number one pick of the draft, who was a quarterback that has won the first game of the season. So everybody lost and one of them tied. And that's the reason why I would take the Titans at +4 right there. And if they do win, it's going to be close. I know they have some offensive weapons at the wide receiver position, but also some of them are very injury prone, so you want to not like them as much. And I think Williams is an overrated quarterback. I'm still saying it was a bad move for them to get rid of Fields, because for that number one pick, they could have got a lot more stuff for that. They could have got more weapons around Fields. And the reason why Fields was not doing too good over there was because they did not put the right support cast around him, which was the stupidest move that any GM could have done. I would have never done that. Williams is a very, very overrated quarterback. So lock it in. Titans +4. Over under. Take the under at 44.5. Next up, Panthers at the Saints. Saints are a 4-point favorite. Over under 41.5. Panthers didn't do too good last year. And now this year, hopefully they do much better, right? I'm still going to take the Panthers to cover the 4-point spread. Why am I going to take it? Because the Saints aren't as good either. Yes, they're a better team than the Panthers, but I think the Panthers have improved their team, and I think the Saints aren't as good as we thought that they would be. So I'm telling you right now, take the Panthers to cover the 4-point spread, and also under 41.5 points. Lock that in. Next up, Raiders at the Chargers. Chargers are a 3-point favorite. Over under 39.5 points. Who am I taking? I'm going to take the Chargers based off the fact of the quarterback, right? New quarterback, new coach, the whole new thing. Raiders also have a new quarterback, but you know what? This quarterback, when he's having a good coach around him, good support cast, he's a good quarterback. And they drafted an offensive line, so now he's going to get some protection. Their first pick was an offensive lineman. We all knew that was going to happen. That's how this coach likes to play. He likes to ground and pound, and he's got a good quarterback to do the system. 39.5 points, going to be close. I'm taking the O, so lock it in. Chargers -3, over 39.5 points. Next up, Broncos at the Seahawks. Broncos got the rookie quarterback. Seahawks, brand new coach. So what's going to happen here? Seahawks are a 6-point favorite, 41.5 points. I'm taking Seahawks -6. I am taking the under on this due to the fact I don't see the Broncos doing much. A rookie quarterback going into the Seahawks, which has the 13-man, the loudest crowd in the NFL. I'm definitely going to take the Seahawks, lock it in, -6, and I'm going to go with the under. The Seahawks, I think, win by at least like 10 to 14 points. The Broncos will not score much in this game. Next up, Washington at Tampa Bay. We have another rookie quarterback who also likes to run a lot, and they also have Eckler. They have a good two-system running back over there. And I just think it's going to be a much closer game than what we all expect. Yes, it's a 3.5-point spread. And what I'm going to do here, who am I taking? I'm going to throw the dice. Take the Washington. All right? Almost said the Redskins. I will always look at Washington as the Redskins, not the Commanders. That's just how it is. Right? So take Washington at +3.5, and I will take the over at 42.5 points. Whoever wins this game is going to win by this game by like 3 points. That's what I believe. Next up, Rams at the Lions for Sunday Night Football. This is going to be an intense game. The Rams have some powerful wide receivers with the quarterback. Rams have a great running back who ended last year as one of the top 2 running backs right behind McCaffrey, where He was putting up points like McCaffrey was in fantasy football. So who do you take right here? Tough to go. The Lions are at home. You know Jared Goff is a much better quarterback at home than on the road. I'm easy. The Lions are a 4.5-point favorite. I'm going to take the Rams to cover 4.5 points, as you have Stafford going back to his hometown of Detroit Lions. Next up is the over on the 52.5 points. The high one, gotta take the over. It's on prime time. And if some of you believe that NFL is paying stuff off left and right doing this, or people have money going, gotta take the over on this. They're gonna want more views, more points brings more views based off of that crazy analysis that people think of. So lock in Rams plus 4.5 and lock in the over at 52.5.
Baby water! Baby water!
So now, after hearing all my picks, time for the pick 3, which is I also like to call it the parlay pick. Who am I picking for my parlay this week? Simple. We all looked at everything. We're going to pick the Bengals at -6.5, the over on the Texans and the Colts, and I'm going to take the Seahawks to cover the 6-point spread. That is my parlay for this week. And now for the lock of the week, who are we picking? Simple. I've been looking through everything. Look through everything I could possibly think of, and there's only one team out there I can really say is a sure lock, and it's also the number 1 pick that people are picking in their survivor pools, and I'm picking the Bengals at -6.5. Lock it in. That is the lock of the week.